I've tested 12 iPhone 16 Pro Max cases over the last few months, from leather cases to thin ones, and even some with unique features, and here are the best ones. Hey everyone, it's Andrew, and welcome back to the channel. And yes, I've actually had hands-on time with each one of these cases over the past few months, really testing each one out individually to give a true representation of what an experience is like with them, rather than just randomly going through each case individually. I have it categorized into thin cases, clear and plastic cases, as well as leather cases into 3 categories. So if one category doesn't really interest you, you can just skip forward to the one that you want to look at. The case brands in this video include Apple, Spigen, Moft, Andar, TAC, Beats, Grams 28, ESR, and Thinborn. And out of the 12 cases, there's only really 4 that I would personally use day to day. That being said, all of the cases are actually pretty good. I do also, out of each category, have a clear winner, and I do have an overall winner that I think is the best case for me. So without further ado, let's start with the thin cases. The first one is a thin case made by Moft. Really, it's one of the thinnest cases that I've ever used, if not the thinnest. It's literally a case with the protective sides cut out, leaving only a back cover for your iPhone. MagSafe is surprisingly strong on this, but the open sides, I have to be honest, feel a little bit weird. And I just really didn't feel confident using it long term. Like, I really didn't use this beyond a few days. And you can see there's kind of deep scratches or like scuff marks that I don't really even know how they got there. So long term, it's not a case that I would really recommend. The next thin case is a case made by TAC. And looks wise, this is one of my overall favorite cases. Like the aesthetic, the feeling, whether you go with the black or white color, it's a really nice case. It feels great in hand, and it really is almost weightless. Like, if you want an experience of a phone that feels like it doesn't have a case on, I feel like this is one of the closest ones that you can get. But there are a few downsides. If MagSafe is important to you, this case is not the greatest MagSafe strength. It's actually kind of poor, to be honest. You can buy a additional MagSafe ring, but that adds to its cost, and in my opinion, a little bit expensive for the material. It feels like a really cheap plastic, if I'm being honest. And you can kind of tell that with long-term use because the plastic kind of bends inward and it doesn't keep its sturdiness over time. So it's not really like a long-term recommended case for use, in my opinion. And finally, the last thin case that I actually like and is my pick out of these 3 is the thin case made by Thinborn. This case is made of an aramid fiber. It actually feels incredibly premium for a thin case. The material is tough and has a really nice raised lip around the camera that's protective. The MagSafe strength is excellent, and it really is a bit pricey at $69, like really pricey, but I think that goes to the material. But again, I do think it is overpriced. But out of this bunch, this one is my favorite for thin cases, and we'll go with that as the winner. Next category is plastic and clear cases, and we'll get into the first one with this case right here, which is the Spigen Classic C1 case. This case is inspired by the G3 iMac, which is a huge nostalgia piece of tech for me. I remember using that in the 3rd grade. I don't know, it's just mind-blowing to think how far we've come, but those were so iconic to use. But yeah, the design of this is awesome, but the case is bulky and it's a little bit tricky to put on. So you have to snap it in and then add the bottom piece as well. It's a little bit annoying. Protection-wise, it's probably one of the most protective cases that you can get out there just because it feels so strong and bulky. But the bulk does make it less appealing to me. It's already a heavier, bigger phone with the Pro Max size, and just adding this makes the phone feel absolutely massive. It does come in some fun colors though, and you can get AirPods cases that match it as well as a wallet. And so if you're into that kind of nostalgic type of tech, this one is a really cool piece for you to get. Next, I have 3 different cases that are kind of the same build quality and the same company, so I just kind of categorize this into one case. But you have the Spigen 01 case, the Neo 1 case, and the all-new Chronos Edition case. They have a kind of cheaper plasticky material. It's like a polycarbonate. and they all have really nice aesthetic designs and just overall a solid case. Don't get me wrong, MagSafe is really good as well. I don't like to call a lot of attention to the tech that I use or the cases that I'm using. And if you like bold graphics like this and this kind of style, it's perfect for you. But for me, I can't pick it because I just like things a little bit more clean, minimal, and simple. The Beats case is another plastic material case option. It's lightweight, slim, and fits snugly onto your phone. It doesn't add a lot of bulk, and it does feel pretty protective. Like if I drop this, it's a hard shell, so I think it's going to hold the phone's condition pretty well. It does have a glossy finish, which I'm not crazy about, kind of grosses me out to be honest. It's actually one that I purchased from my own. I didn't get it sent to me by a company or anything, but I kind of regret buying it. It's just not my favorite case. The ESR Classic Hybrid case with Stash Stand is next. It's really similar to the Apple Clear case, but cheaper at $30. Has really strong MagSafe, a clear back, and shock absorbing sides. It's got really nice color options as well. Plus the camera bump doubles as a stand, which is really convenient. And this one I kind of was gonna pick as my favorite, but it lost out to the Apple Clear case that I really get every year. I've gotten one every year since like the iPhone 13 Pro. It's one of my favorite cases every year. For my favorite case out of this category, it's the Clear case made by Apple. The material doesn't yellow over time, it feels great in hand, and the buttons are really easy to press. It's a bit expensive, but it holds up really well. Every year I buy this, and I can honestly say I'm gonna keep buying this case until Apple stops making it. All right, let's get into the last category with leather cases. First, we have the Grams 28 Snowflake leather case, which aesthetically, it looks great. Like it is a great looking case. You have the snowflake leather on the back and then like rubberized black frame around the case for you to hold while you're using it. The only thing is it's just not that comfortable to hold the snowflake leather. And for $69, I want something that's comfortable. I don't know, I just didn't love it using it over the course of the couple days that I used it. Actually, this was my least favorite case out of the entire video. I just don't love it. But another case that Grams 28 makes is a pebbled leather case. And while the pebbled leather really doesn't look that great to me, but it does feel a lot better. And I don't know what it is, but this leather material kind of looks cheap to me. It kind of looks fake, and the buttons are hard to press. It really, both of the ones by Grams 28, I have to say, are probably like two of my least favorite cases that I've tried. Next is the Moft Snap Case, ultra thin leather case that offers excellent protection. It's soft, the buttons are tactile, and it's MagSafe compatible. It also comes in a lot of great colors. I have it in black and white. It starts at $59, which I think is a pretty good price for leather. And really this leather case is kind of hard to choose, but I think this is one of my top 4 cases from this video for sure. The only thing I don't love about it is that it's Movis leather instead of like real leather. But my favorite case out of the leather cases is the Aspen case made by Andar. And this is one of the best, if not the best case that I've used in a while. The brown leather is perfect. The buttons feel premium, and the overall minimalist design, it really hits on every desire I have for a case. Like the brown color, the interior of the case. I could live without this cutout. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but overall, man, it's just a beautiful case. So for me, out of all of these, you know my top picks by now, but my top picks are the Thinborn case. Even though it's a little bit expensive, I really like it. The Clear case made by Apple, the Movis leather case by Moft, and then my favorite case, and really my number one case out of all of this video, if I had to choose one, hey, go get this case, it's gonna be great, you'll love it, is the Aspen Andar case. It's my favorite case this year, and I highly recommend it. It's great. Also, let us know in the comments what case you're using, and maybe there's one better than I mentioned in this video. As always, guys, thanks for watching. God bless, and I will see you on the next video.